Got some stuff to talk about. My guy Eddie Winslow, my guy Diddy. It seems to be trouble in the world. Sorry I logged on so late. I had to go to the airport, pick up my sweetheart. Now I'm back at the studio doing what the fuck I do, man. Let's talk about it. Y'all get in there. Let me see some God, God, God so I can know to go in. God, God, God. Let me see. Hold on. What is this? Alrighty, McDiety. Yes. Mr. McCoy, Kevin, Mr. Flowers, Randall, what's good? Chucky Chuck, what's poppin'? Smash that like button as you come in. God, God, God in the comments, man. People be playing us in the media. They be playing us. They be using us to create controversy by starting fake rumors. I've been researching this Eddie Winslow thing. He keeps saying that he's not gay. He keeps saying it. Does anybody have proof that says otherwise? I see him with this star person, this guy who used to be a girl. They huddled up, they caked up. He's saying he's not gay. I don't know. All the way from the 843, it seems highly unlikely. Yeah, I know he's proof, but he's saying he's not smashing. He's saying that that's just his homie. They met doing the show. They just friends. They not, you know what I'm saying? Because I want to go in on Eddie, but I'm like, Kraig knows it all. Okay, yeah, all right, for sure. I mean, I would assume he would be moist by his choice of buddies, you know what I'm saying? But he kissed the dude. Oh, wow. I ain't see that. I ain't see that. I ain't see him kiss the dude. Don't put that out there. Show me the proof. For where you at, Kraig? The trucking depot? Nah, I'm in my studio, man. He said Eddie is smashing and getting smashed. He learned it from Carl Winslow. He learned it from Carl. Carl must have been on that set doing Illuminati initiation rituals because it don't make no sense why Eddie would be 50-something and doing this. Well, he kissed him or... Okay, yeah, well, I'm going to go with that then. So it's weird how he's coming out with this weirdo stuff. And then Loose Cannon, I seen a Loose Cannon interview where he said he was at a Puffy party and kicked in the door and seen Puffy smashing Carl Winslow, which probably, AKA, would be Eddie Winslow's teacher. He probably taught him the lifestyle. Backdoor is for real. So my question is this. You got a friend. Been knowing him your whole life. He turned 50. Now he's Eddie Winslow. Now he's openly gay. But this is your partner, somebody you was messing with on a daily. This is your dog. Are y'all still dogs on a daily? Is this still your everyday partner? Is he still allowed to just walk in at the house? Would you leave him alone with your son? Would you leave him alone with your son to babysit your son? Like, what happens when these changes happen and your friend becomes backdooria? Are you homophobic if you start to set boundaries? Talk to me, y'all. Because that's us as men. Boundaries are a big part of being a man. If I tell you no, you can't do something, and then you do it, it's like, hold on, man. It's disrespect. Would you let Eddie Winslow take your son to the bathroom? Your 5-year-old son got to go pee-pee. Daddy, I got to go pee-pee. And the only person you got to take him is Eddie. Are you letting Eddie take him to the bathroom? Talk to me. This show is sponsored by Cohort. Hilarious. Ain't no way. Why? Don't just ain't no way me. Why? Let's talk about it. Hell no, right? The building that I'm in, there's a daycare in the building. One of the dudes that work at the daycare is obviously homosexual. No disrespect to that dude. Shout out to you. I don't even know your name. But what I'm saying is he's a male and he works at a daycare. Now, I always told y'all, if I don't like when men work at daycares, right? So this is a gay dude working at a daycare. So one day I'm in the bathroom. I walk in the bathroom. I hear the voice of the gay dude, and he's helping a little boy use the restroom, like a 4 or 5-year-old boy. What do y'all think about that? If that was your son, and you walked in the bathroom, and an openly gay guy was in there, and your son was peeing with his pants down, would you be okay with that? Somebody said, damn, that's a recipe for disaster. It is, because for me, I don't want men around my son during an age where he's nurturing and figuring things out that he should be getting from me. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that around my son. Am I wrong for this? Most women gonna be like, you're homophobic. There's no way. But no, let's think about the level of intellect and how impressionable young boys are. They will mimic the behaviors of men in their lives. Where do you draw the, exactly? So first of all, when it's your kids, you should be able to draw the line anywhere, and it should be no issue. But society won't say that. Society will say, if you don't want a gay dude, like I wouldn't want that if it was my daughter and it was a girl. Women take care of the kids, not men who think they're women. Just because you're a gay dude, you're still a man. You still have manly duties. So don't tiptoe over there with the women because you feel like you're a woman. No, still tiptoe over here and earn the respect of men like you're supposed to. I can't treat you like a woman because you think you are. Somebody said they would prefer not hurting the gay dude's feelings over protecting the child. No, we're protecting the child first. We're not tiptoeing. You're still a man. Eddie Winslow. I still ain't forgot that shit you did to me, me and the homies, when we was at Chris Spencer's comedy tape, and you came over to us and you hushed us and you told us to be quiet, and we respected you. But if you hush me again, I'm firing because I know what type of guy you are now. You're a guy that will exploit homosexual people or lifestyles if it will equal your career getting popular. Look, man, I'm not going to act like I'm cooler with or that I'm everyday buddies with somebody that I'm not just to blow up. Now, I know some gay people I've been around I know my whole life. That's who I fuck with. But I'm not going to act like I'm cooler with something than I'm not. If Eddie Winslow is out here pandering for PR to get a buzz, I respect it. I mean, PR is something that black people don't really understand very well, but it's a necessary evil when you're an entertainer. But why that way, Eddie? Why that way? If you're not smashing star, don't you think Carl Winslow would be disappointed in you, bro? All the years of Family Matters, all the years. Kraig is flaming hetero as comedy. Brother, you're right. You're so right. You're so right. Yeah, I don't understand this. That's why it's really hard for me to be all in on the connective tissue that people try to make between blacks and the LGBTQ movement. It's not, because LGBTQ, however you said, they can shapeshift. They can shapeshift. They can stop talking gay. They can stop dressing like a woman or a man if they're the opposite sex. They can literally make a choice not to do it and go back to straight. I can't go back to nothing from black. This is what it is. This is what it is. You know how many women I know that gave their 20s to thinking they was gay, and then they wanted to have children, and now they're married to a man with 2 or 3 babies. You know how many women I've seen date my older cousin who's a stomp down stud, and then 4 years later I run into him and they married to a dude with kids? Regardless of what you say you born as, if you are a homosexual mother sucker, pause, you can always go back. It ain't no going back from black. It don't happen. I hate when I see people out here exploiting shit and trying to gain popularity by attaching themselves to shit they really don't fuck with. I'm gonna say, am I the only one who thinks when they see a black woman with an Asian dude, am I the only one that thinks, hey man, what the fuck is this bitch up to? What the fuck is this bitch up to? Same thing with Eddie Winslow. What the fuck is this nigga up to? Every time I see a black woman with an Asian man, I think, what the fuck is this bitch up to? I look for opportunities to pull her to the side and say, what's the lick? What y'all, you getting some money? What y'all doing? What's going on? Put me in on a lick, baby. Because you don't never see that if it ain't if it ain't something that come with it. Because black women ain't dating Asian men. I hate to say it. Asian men risk a lot dating a black woman and vice versa. He said, that's her sensei. You know I'm not the only one that think, man, what the fuck is this bitch up to? I'm going to ask the next time I see it because it's so fish out of water. Bitch, what the fuck are you up to hanging with this Vietnamese nigga? Greg drinking bison milk. Somebody said, I smashed a white stud, had her growing her hair out and wearing your yoga pants. Hilarious. I'm up here sipping breast milk. All right, well, fuck it. That's the same way I feel when I see bad bitches with Diddy. When Casie first started dating Diddy, I'm like, what the fuck is this bitch Casie up to? What is she up to? Why is she there? And then this whole case happens. The video comes out with Puffy dog walking her, snatching her and kicking her. Oh my gosh, I was so appalled. I lost all respect for Puffy when I saw this video. But you always got to do more research because you have women and then you have women that hustle their pussies for success. And a lot of times you have to hold judgment on situations like that until you figure out what type of woman this is. Because that's very important. Because everyone who appears to be the victim of a crime is not actually the victim. We go through it all the time with people who try to manipulate someone into a response because that's their way of being in control. It happens to rich and successful people all the time. People start arguments trying to force you to hit them or start rumors and make up shit or videotape you doing shit that seems like it's, foul, but in actuality it was a setup. Like, what are we looking at here when we look at Casie getting drugged on camera by Puffy? What victimhood is weaponized these days, for sure. So was Puffy attacking her right? No, it was as wrong can get. But what the fuck is this bitch Casie up to? Is nobody asking this question? Because from my research, Puffy does this with all of his women before and after her. She was aware of his MO. You know how I know she was aware that Puff beats on women? Because Kim Porter's best friend was just quoted talking about Casie and how foul Casie was. Look it up. I forget the lady's name, but it's one of Kim Porter's closest friends. She said that when Puffy first started messing with Casie, of course, he was still married to Kim. Puffy used to bring Casie to the house and beat up on Kim and disrespect Kim in front of Casie, and Casie would just laugh at her. If you think I'm lying, look that up. Let me say it again. When Puffy was still with Kim, he would bring Casie to the house and disrespect Kim and beat up on Kim in front of Casie, and she would just laugh about it. She would laugh at her like almost like she was a goofy bitch. How are we not talking about this? I got enough of women holding niggas accountable for foul shit, but not holding women accountable for foul shit publicly. How come women aren't appalled by this? How come we don't hear more about Casie being an opportunist and fucking with a married woman and indulging in the abuse with Kim Porter that she later became victim to? This shit foul out here, man. It's always a witch hunt on niggas. How come we never hear 68% of lesbian relationships have some sort of domestic violence? How come it's never front page news that one of these lesbian superstars is beating on their bitch when we know at least one of them is? We never hear the stories. It's always a nigga on the auction block for some shit that everybody does. Still ain't worse than Harvey Weinstein, bitch ass. He was a child molester. Smash that like button, man. Let's get up to a couple $100 today. Now keep in mind, Puffy's ego is crazy. He deserves to go to prison. He's disingenuous. He's a malignant narcissist. He definitely suffers from cluster B personality disorders. And you know that with drug use and him being rich, it ain't nothing you could tell a motherfucker like that. He's sick. You know what I'm saying? He's sick. For sure he's sick by watching that video. But we've all been pushed to our limits by a woman at some point. We've all been there. That's just a part of the giving, you know, the exchange between male and female. Women are programmed to love killers. Sometimes a woman will push you to a point just to see if you love her. You know, so, you know, we can't act like females are a monolith, like they all the same, like they all dainty and all. No, my sister, my aunties, these are beautiful women that'll fuck a nigga up. I grew up around tough women. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have that view of women like that princess shit. I didn't grow up around that type of shit. But let's get back on Casie. So they've been trying to build a case on Puffy for a long time. For a long time, y'all. Now, when the police build cases, it's a lot of different things that have to be into play. Like when they had that, when they raided Puffy's house and got that search warrant, there's a lot of things that investigators have to prove in order to gain that type of access to be able to go into Puffy's crib, which is where I think they got the footage of this Casie incident, because when the incident happened, Puffy paid the hotel $50K to keep it under wraps. So it happened back in 2009, but there's a few things that have to be in place. First of all, you got to have witness testimony. So there's no better witness to somebody being a criminal or participating in criminal activity. There's no better witness than actual testimony from people who were there or video footage. They say, is Kraig a Fed? Nah, if I was a Fed, I wouldn't be doing no fucking comedy. Kraig high. Nah, Kraig ain't high. There's got to be witness testimony to be at this point. There has to be several people. It can be paid informants. It could be voluntary informants. But guaranteed, they have several people that have already testified to Puffy being a scumbag. So they have the witness thing covered for sure, because we wouldn't even be this far. I think what's going on is they're trying to build up a RICO. So when you build up a RICO and you can show him doing this across state lines, or selling drugs across state lines with the RICO, you can go after the assets of the criminal. Where in a normal criminal case, their personal assets are never at jeopardy. But in a RICO case, if they can connect certain dots, they can take all his money, which is what they did to R. Kelly. And I think that's why it's taken so long for them to just finally come out and say what they want to say about him. Then they have to do profiling, criminal profiling. They have to build a profile. They have to study his patterns, measure it in conjunction with the testimony on him, measure it with other factors and facts, and analyze his behavior patterns so they can figure out what types of charges to press, what type of questions to ask, and how to set up the case. You say you don't see y'all no more. No, I'm still everywhere, man. What you talking about? So right now they're building a profile on Puffy, so yeah, and somebody say, yeah, he ain't high at all. Y'all crazy. Y'all motherfuckers act like I be smoking crack or something. Nigga, I used to fuck with the edibles here and there, but nah, I ain't high. Kraig got a horse taper. Kraig wearing Carhartt, lad. I wear Carhartt, but this ain't Carhartt, though. It look like it is, but it ain't. Kraig got bars today. Goddamn Chill Withers. Man, much respect, man. Purchase the Chill Withers. The Chill Never Withers. Chill Withers Cluster B. And then Chill Withers The Disrespect about to drop very, very soon, man. Make sure y'all fuck with it. Also, the comedy album dropping this year. If I owe you something, get it from God. Make sure y'all purchase that. Where I talk about everything from the shit that happened on Kraig Fac and other shit. Oh, it's going to be a great, great special. Orlando Brown is dropping. I'm going to drop the Orlando Brown interview Thursday, 3:30. Okay, so back on Kim and Casie. According to Kim's friends, Casie is a scumbag. Like we said earlier, she used to laugh at Kim when Puffy beat up on her. Kim was a married woman. She would be at Puffy's house, messing with Puffy in front of Kim. Highly disrespectful. Shit, I can't get my forehead out the camera. That's a dumbass. It's new season. That's all y'all want to know about is roast me. Man, that's up to All Def Digital, man. They got bigger and better things to do than fuck with little comedians like us, man. They just did a deal with Bob Johnson, man. That's the legend. They're probably about to put out some new BET shit, some new one. Who knows what they got going on over there, man. Hopefully I can be involved with it, though. Kraig, your hairline expired. Man, I'm 41, dog. My hairline is going to be what it's going to be, dog. You the GOAT, though. Thank you. Kraig seasoned his chicken with Dwight Howard chest hairs. How you feel about David Lucas, George Floyd joke? Okay, good question, Kevin. David Lucas is my friend, man, so I feel like this is how I feel. I don't agree with everything my friends do, but I don't change up on niggas because of that. I figure like this. As long as David has a bigger purpose behind the joke, just give him a chance. He definitely is a black man, like I'm a black man. We went through the same struggle. He found some success. He found a way, which is very hard to do in this business, and I'm proud of him. But I would never turn on somebody that I love, that I fuck with, because y'all don't fuck with him. Got me fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I'm pro-black to the core, man, but, you know what I mean? I don't turn on motherfuckers like the rest of the world because of a joke. You know what I mean? But I'm not no fan of David Lucas. I'm a friend and shit. So I want all my homies to win, especially the ones that put the work in, because we know it's hard to get to this point. You know how difficult, how many years go into just getting to a point where people could recognize your face on the street, or would buy a ticket to see you. You know how much work, blood, sweat, and tears goes into that? How many motherfucking family members turn on you and talk shit about you, and friends turn on you, and bitches turn on you, and jobs fire you? It takes so much to get to a point as a comedian where people would recognize you as a legitimate comic, because it's just such a weird business where there's no middle class. Everybody loved Dave Chappelle and what he do, and all the people they know of. They're allowed to be comics, but when you ain't on that level, people think you faking the funk or you pump faking when you talking about some of the shit you talking about. So shout out to David Lucas for having the guts to say some shit that would make you motherfuckers mad. It ain't always about getting along with the fans. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said Kraig is a comedian. Everybody thinks he's a joke. See, like jokes like that. Even a few niggas that's mad at me talking about, you're 40 and you still haven't made it. And, nigga, I made it. What are you talking about? Niggas would be mad that you hit licks in this shit and start bringing arguments to the table that don't make no sense. Niggas will try to act like you ain't funny. You know, that's the main thing people in your personal life do when they mad at you. They try to act like you ain't funny. Then they try to act like, then the motherfucker try to act like you just stole a joke from them. It's just all these patterns of hate that all comedians go through. Then you got these people who have no importance in the business. They may do, as far as like being comedians, they may do business in comedy, but they're not necessarily important in the world of comedy. They want to have opinions too. They want to be important. It's always somebody that want to feel like they could tell you who should be the next person and why this person ain't good. And, this is all, you get all this weird mix of motherfuckers, and it's always going to be a reason to beef. So back to David Lucas. I fuck with David. That's my nigga. Keep doing your thing. Yeah, so that's just the struggle of a comedian. So when you bring up how I feel about what David Lucas says, I'm smart enough to separate people from their ideas. So I know who he is as the man, and I know his ideas. So sometimes you got to let people work ideas out. That was the whole purpose of me doing podcasting, was to find a space where I could work out my thoughts. Because a lot of times we have these weird-ass creative thoughts, but we don't have a platform to discuss them until we figure out what they're trying to say. So I'll never let hold somebody's idea against them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you're dealing with artists. If y'all got artists that are friends, never use anything that they're going through as far as their craft against them. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do that type of shit. So, I wouldn't do that today, because that's not a good feeling. Egos be getting in the way of opportunities. Oh yeah, everybody want to be that Kevin Hart, that solo megastar. So there's always situations where, people are, just comparing themselves or competing. But competition is the killer of creativity. If you're a creative motherfucker, don't compete. Don't be in competition with nobody, because it's going to make you trash. You should be spending the energy that trying to be competitive on figuring out how to be unique and stand out as an artist. But the competition aspect of this shit is garbage. And niggas who focus on that are garbage. AJ Smith, he said Kevin Hart ain't funny though. But there's no evidence to support that. You may not find a joke he did funny, but you think everybody out here fake laughing? And don't think because you're the only one that's not laughing that some shit ain't funny. Some of you motherfuckers don't understand the joke and think that means it ain't funny. No. Just say you don't understand, you don't get it. But don't think everybody's laughing because they dumber than you. Don't be that nigga. It's 500 people laughing, you didn't laugh, and you want to run around talking about who ain't funny. Nigga, don't do that. Who funny to you? It's a lot of niggas funny to me, man. What you mean? Bill Burr, Patrice O'Neal, Ron White, Corey, Uh, Lavelle, Scrancho, Godfrey is funny. Red Fox. I mean, what are we talking about? He said the gay babysitter is funny. George Carlin. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of cats out there, man. Rob Stapleton might be one of the best with the act outs. But that'd be a lot of these 90s comedians' issues. They come up in that last era of competition where it was 100 niggas fighting for 10 spots. So they have this focus on polish and being a finished product and having an hour. And that's not how the game works now. That's why all them niggas ain't eating. It's only a couple of them niggas eating. The niggas that understand this social media shit. Because look, if you funny, you could build a funny hour. It just takes time. So don't be focused on who's funny. Focus on who's unique. Best stand-up between Bernie, Eddie, and Martin. I would say it would be Bernie or Eddie. Eddie is more... They're both dope. Martin is dope, you know. Appreciate it. Shane Gillis. Craig, do you have a real... Yeah, I have real lesbian homies. Yeah, I got a joke I did about 12, 13 years ago that's very similar to the lesbian homie. It's a joke where I say, my ex-girlfriend's new boyfriend is a woman named Hammer, a.k.a. Felicia, and I like Hammer. She's a good dude. It's like a 10-minute bit, so yeah, I got some real lesbian homies. What's up? Who's your GOAT? That's tough to say, man. Eddie Griffin funny too? Of course Eddie Griffin funny. She's also his barber. That's hilarious. Real rap. We waiting for your special. Oh, it's coming, man. Please believe that. Somebody said, Richard, yes, a gang of funny motherfuckers out here. All right, let's get back to this because I was trying to build up to something, y'all. You know, so we talked about Eddie Winslow. We talked about how they build cases. The raid on Puffy's house. Right. Okay, cool. So once they raided Puffy's house, you know, we talked about the profiling. We talked about the witness testimonials. They also have digital forensics. So his internet footprint has already been studied, measured, reevaluated, passed along. So they've been looking at what he does on as far as digitally, you know what I'm saying, in order to build a case where they could raid that crib in Miami. Then with Puffy, they DNA analysis. So I'm pretty sure they have DNA on this dude. So all of these things are factors that come into play when they start fucking with these very rich celebrities and trying to take them down. They've already done surveillance. They've already have a digital footprint. They already have testimony. They probably have some sort of forensics. They've been doing surveillance on him probably for years. And I think all this shit is to tie him into the Tupac murder. Tsunami Rack Up. Yeah, that's somebody I know. You get your whole ass up out of here. We know what to do with cats like you. Tsunami Rack Up. Come out of hiding with your whole ass. This is get back for Puffy suing them white boys. Yeah, I think the Pac murder gonna be put on Puffy eventually. What happened in Iran? Much respect. Yeah, he said I'm broadcasting from the last known blockbuster. Hell no. Yeah, but the Diddy apology was worthless. The Diddy apology was worthless. I mean, it was great PR work because he said he didn't want you to forgive him. He just wanted you to know that he felt remorse. See, in PR, they teach you that if admit to what you did, but also firmly deny what's not true. So if you say, hey, half the shit is not true, you admit to the half, and then you double down on the other half that's not true as well. Hey, I did this, but I didn't do this, and I'm very sorry for it, because that'll take you from the villain to the hero. It's very the difference between villain and hero is thin. It's a thin line between villain and hero, like it's a thin line between love and hate. So as long as you admit to what you did and still deny what you didn't do, the burden of proof is still on the accusers. You just don't want to be a person that's defending yourself too much, especially when somebody is not telling the truth. People who lie for power and public popularity are trying to wear you down. They're trying to steal a piece of you, because if they can weaken you in the public perception, in their minds, they're gaining. They're empowering themselves with some of you that they would have never been able to get, otherwise. When somebody can't match you as far as accomplishments or work ethic or money, if they could take a shot at your character, which is called an ad hominem, which is a fallacy. An ad hominem fallacy is when, instead of sticking to the point, someone will always point out your flaws. You know what I'm saying? So if Puffy ain't guilty, they may say, well, he beat Kim. Or Puffy is innocent. They'll say, but he beat Kim. Or, Biggie Smalls died. But all of these things have nothing to do with the fact or the case. So you can't point out somebody's shortcomings and think that that makes them wrong about whatever the situation is. It has to be relative to what the fuck is going on. I mean, if it is career ending, Puffy had a great career. He had a great career. But if you notice, all this bullshit happened after they said he was worth $1 billion. You know what I'm saying? As soon as he became worth $1 billion, all this shit started crashing down. Okay, Dream Teller, he said, what do you think about him putting hands on her like that in the video? I'm not in agreement with it. I think it's a cowardly move. But I also think we need to ask ourselves, what the fuck is this bitch Kim up to? What is she up to? And what was in that bag? And why would she wait till he took a shower or was asleep to grab the bag and leave? Why didn't she just leave? Why did she need that bag? What the fuck was in that bag? Not Kim, I'm sorry, Casie. Rest in peace to Kim. Rest in peace, Kim. I meant to say Casie. Y'all, my bad. But what the fuck was in that bag that Casie had? Oh, respect. Hell yeah. The podcast is going to be back up in full force, man. I'm just in negotiations for some other shit. So once that's locked in, the live is going to be back. Please believe. Somebody said, damn, I wouldn't be playing with this situation. Robert Todd, you need to grow up, man. You know what I'm saying? When uncomfortable situations aren't just based on perception. There are facts that you have to support things. You can't tell a complete story with just a video. We want to know everything that's going on. You know what I'm saying? We want to know everything so we can make an informed decision. Craig jacket came with gloves and earplugs. He said my first acting role was as Queen Latifah. That's hilarious. I never forget, I was at Club Peanuts back in L.A. Club Peanuts back in the day. If y'all ever heard of Peanuts, Peanuts was a club that baller niggas would go to get threesomes with lesbians back in the day, like 2004. So it was like a lesbian club where it'd be regular niggas, NBA niggas, regular everyday niggas, and a bunch of women. And I seen Queen Latifah up in that thing with two girls kissing and hugging and doing her King Latifah duties. She was dressed like me and everything. So, hey, I'd be honored to play Queen Latifah. God. Where in the world is that bag? Exactly. I want to know where that bag is. Oh, that's funny. Craig, the type of dude to close his fridge with a booty bump. Kraig was receiving, that's wild. The unity for she tried to leave with the Prince of England sex tape. That's comedy. So you saying Puffy smashing royalty? See, that's interesting to me when celebrities settle cases and then the evidence in the case that they settled is still used against them publicly. So what this means to me is that somebody got the tape and tried to extort Puffy. He had already paid whatever he paid Kim and other people. And he was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not about to keep, this motherfucker ain't about to keep bleeding me. It is what it is. They say I got a janitor jacket. Why I got a janitor jacket, man? Why y'all think I'm doing so bad, man? This ain't no janitor jacket. What you talking about? I'm up at my spit side, man. Y'all tripping. Y'all wildin', man. Kraig, and exactly. What's up? Performance in Fresno. Yeah, book me, man. Pay the fee. I'll come down here and rip with y'all. You dog walk Puffy? Man, okay. Oh, thank you. Man, I appreciate that, man. That mean a lot to me, man. Hey, man, ask for me at your local comedy club, wherever you are on the corner, man. Call up and be like, hey, man, I want Kraig Smith to come here this weekend and headline. What up, bro? You funny, motherfucking man. Keep on pushing, man. I appreciate it. Oh, thank you, man. I've been here for a minute. Would you ever go on Friday? Yeah, I go on anybody podcast. I'm about to do a podcast run, actually. I'm setting up some interviews now, man. I'm gonna be doing some major shows and stuff like that. So I'm about to get out here and do a promo run for sure. Yeah, I'll be back in New York soon. I'll probably be back at Club Broadway within the next couple months. Man, let's go on and get these likes up, man. 151 likes is crazy, man. A disgruntled auntie. No. What are your thoughts on Jaguar Wright? I mean, Jaguar is very talented. I can't wait to work with her. I almost had her in the studio last week, but the money wasn't worked out right. So hopefully we can figure that out. I tell you what, man, she got a lot to say. So you just playing, don't just play, speak your mind. Oh yeah, man. Also, I got a show coming called The Sperm Trap House. Think y'all gonna like that. It's an episodic series produced by Macca, that boy Macca. So y'all gonna love this. We're gonna start dropping episodes real soon. Kraig sell propane accessories. Heck yeah. I don't know why Jaguar and Orlando just don't do their own podcast. They keep going on all these other shows, making them hot. They need to sit their asses down somewhere and do their own show. But see, the problem with doing your own show, it's easy to be interesting a couple times on somebody else's shit. But to be interesting on your own by yourself, that's another task. You know what I'm saying? Because now you can't really float on bullshit. You got to be standing on something solid. So take a lot of substance to really do a show where you're talking to the people. You got to really have something to say. It just can't be what's going on. So, you know what I mean? So that may make it difficult. That's hilarious. I'm going to log back in with y'all in a second and start roasting y'all. I got to take a piss.